Hey guys, welcome to No Sis. I'm Ariel.
And I'm Jordan.
This is our first podcast that we're doing together. First podcast overall. We've never been on a podcast. We've never done anything like this. So we're super excited to show you the real us. I already said I'm Ariel. So I live in LA. I'm 24 years old. Yeah.
I live in LA. I'm 25 years old. We met in my 11th grade year, her 10th grade year. We've been friends for 10 years ever since then, and we just get along well. She's my only friend in LA because girls move weird. So we'll get into weird. That.
Yeah, so we've met, I wouldn't say, I feel like I met you in 9th grade. No.
You were 10th grade. I was 11th. We were both trying out for cheer practice.
Is that really how we met?
It is. So we actually
used to live in the same complex.
We lived in the same complex, but it was during my 11th grade year, her 10th grade year. We had tried out for the cheer squad in our high school. And how we got to talking was after school, waiting on if we made the squad or not, was we were sitting there, and this is very bad to say, but there was a girl that went to our high school that had funny thumbs.
Yes.
Her thumbs looked like toes. So... So we got on to talking about that, and that's how our relationship started. And then we found out about the cheer squad and everything, and we got into our friendship. And we eventually found out that we live in the same apartment building, which was the Plaza, and it was super fun as kids. They had everything you can think of: the pool, jacuzzi, barbecues, volleyball court, basketball court, gym, movie theater, everything you can think of. So since then, our relationship has flourished. And
yeah, I didn't know that's how we first met. I thought, okay, so yeah, I do know we met, well, originally, okay, so we went to the same middle school.
We did.
I knew of her, but I don't think she knew of me.
She was a year younger than me, so I didn't.
Yeah. So I think we started to become friends in high school. And yeah, I feel like I have other friends, but I feel like she's my main numero uno, like ride or die. Yeah, because I just feel like girls move so weird, especially in LA. I feel like, I don't know, girls are just envious and jealous of you, and they just move super weird. So I could say I have a total of 5 girlfriends, and out of those 5 girlfriends, I would say I talk every day to maybe like her and another girl.
I think even in LA, as 5 girlfriends is a lot. Like, you may not think it, but it is, because I have literally maybe 2 LA friends and 1 out-of-state friend. And Ariel has been my friend for 10 plus years. And my other out-of-state friend has been since before I was even born. My mom had a daycare. She went to the daycare, so we've been friends forever. In LA, it's very difficult because I feel like a lot of women are going after... specifically, when it comes to having friendships, I'm very big on loyalty. And when it comes to men, the women don't have any loyalty. So if a man has money, if he has the looks, if he has the height, whatever it is that a woman is attracted to, it creates a big conflict between her and our friendship. And between the two of us, we have completely different types, I would like to say.
Yeah,
it's very rare that we come across.
Well, I would say here and there we have like somewhat of a little bit type, but overall, the men that I've fucked with and the men that she's fucked with
are completely opposite.
Different. And it's like a blessing, because I always see things on TikTok or Instagram, and like a lot of times like girls, they have the same type. So I'm so happy that me and her, like, not at all. I like more my short kings out there.
I'm sorry, shout out to the short kings, but I love me a tall man.
I like tattoos. I like more of that foreign look, more like Israeli, Armenian type of vibe. I do like my Hispanics, my spicy white boys, but that's my overall type. Her type is more, she does like that as well, but she likes like the tall, light skin, and it's mandatory.
It's mandatory to have height to you. Even though I'm only 5'1", I still love a man with some height. Like, it's 6'1" is minimum, like minimum. And it's weird crazy. Because I'm short. I'm 5'1". Yeah. So you would think I would be more for like short kings, but you're a little bit taller than me, like 5'5", 5'6", right? Yeah. But also, I don't like the foreign look. I like more of like Hispanic and light skin. So I think it's perfect the mix and match of the both of us, because I feel like men are a big part in as why women are not friends.
Yeah.
They do.
Definitely. So
I've seen a lot of stories why women and women best friends for years, and they end up falling out over a man. 9 times out of 10 that the friendship falls out is because of men. But because we don't have the same type, I feel like it's perfect for the both of us. I feel like I'm very big on loyalty, and as being her best friend, that she's never done anything disloyal to me. There's been probably one situation, and the second I told her about it is the second she cut it off. So that's why it's hard for me to make friends.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like people also, it's hard for me to make friends because like they have this misconception of me that I'm just like a bitch.
Being a bitch.
I'm a bitch. Like that's the number one thing that I always hear people always say about me. It's like, oh, she just looks like a bitch, or she is a bitch, or she has a bitching rest face. And it's like, if you talk to me, I promise you I'm not a bitch. Unless I'm getting a weird vibe off of you, then I'll be like, okay. But I'm extremely jealous. I'm an Aries.
I feel like we're very big on vibes.
Yes. Like we will just look at each other. We catch the vibe right away. It's like, yeah. So I feel like I'm super jealous. So I feel when we do go out and I feel like a girl's coming to like try and talk to her, befriend her, I'm like, oh, no. Who are you?
Absolutely
not. Who are you?
Get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, no. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I just always get this saying that I'm just a bitch. And I'm like, oh, like I don't feel like I am.
I completely understand where people come from. So like I said, I don't have a lot of friends, but I have mutual friends or friends that I talk to once every maybe 2-3 months. And probably, so say if I have 5, I think probably 4 out of the 5 had said that about her. And when I asked why, it's more based off of, she's a cool ass chick, because it's hard for me to get along with girls and I fuck with her heavy. But I think it's different things that happen that make them feel that way. So when I asked them that, like for instance, I went to a wedding and I didn't have anybody to go with, so I went with my homeboy who's my best friend.
Oh, that does not even, we had some problems, that's why.
I don't even remember
I know what it was.
Significant
yes,
enough.
it was. Yes, it was. She was drunk one night and we were taking care of her. She was throwing up and the girl had put the heater on and I was hot. Like, I was hot.
This is why they got into it.
And this bitch had the audacity to be like, oh, you're...
But she was hot and I was drunk as fuck and I was shivering. Like, you know, sometimes you get overly drunk. This was years ago.
No
and I had
excuse
goosebumps
why
over
she
my
said it like this.
Entire body.
She was like, oh, you're just hot because you're fat. I was like...
So I guess in her defense, when I asked her about that, why she said that, her defense was that she was bigger and that...
But like, why
she was trying to look out for
me,
thing? As in the fact that I was wasted, and she was trying to.
She could have just said, "Oh, I'm trying to cool her down."
But
like,
yeah,
she's cold. She should have da 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 da. And I'd be like, okay. But she was like, "Oh, you're hot because you're fat." I was like, "Bitch, I'm ready to swing on you."
She definitely could have said it in a nicer way, for sure. But that's one out of a couple that have not messed with her. Specifically, I feel like it comes to men that I talk to that she does not get along with.
No, because I get along with, okay, so the thing is,
if they get to know her, 100% they get along with her. But if they don't know her yet, and it's just like I know them more than she knows them, and we haven't gone out together as a group and had socializing, then they don't like her.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because another thing is like they just think, you know what I think it is? I think it's because like they see I have a BBL, they must think like, oh, I'm out here.
I think there's definitely
I'm out here being like a whore and I'm fucking on all these motherfuckers and they like you, they want to pursue you, so they don't want you being influenced by me. When in reality, that is not the case.
She's a very good girlfriend. She will not have me do In reality, I'm my own person. I will do what I want. I don't take anybody's opinion except for my mother's. But I value hers as well to an extent, though. But every single thing that she has told me when it comes to men or the situations of why the men that I'm talking to don't like her, it's been in my best interest. And it's came to be like that where, like, I realized that. Or she's told me, like, if I'm feeling somebody and she feels like they're not 100% there, keep your options open. Make sure you're not 100% on them. Mm-hmm. And that's her looking out for me as the best interest. But that man doesn't look at it as that. Well, but as time goes by, I realized that.
Why did you tell them that I even said that?
So they're
exactly, because they would have never known.
No. Yeah. So the first man that realized that is he apparently, I don't even know to this day, what exactly happened.
He looked at our messages.
He
He's a
apparently
weirdo.
had seen a message that she had sent me on my text message saying about that situation of don't take him serious, fuck with him, but keep your options open. And so that's what I did. But I didn't even know until probably 2 weeks later that
he started being weird. Like, he was like not wanting to hang out. He didn't want me being around. Mind you, at the end of the day, if you're watching, I know.
This is about you, baby.
Yeah, I know. You know this is about you. But I know that we were friends. And he wants to sit there and say like, oh, I was never friends with her. No, we were definitely friends. We definitely went to go hang out.
100% friends. If
I
I
would
was
tell
at
him
work,
all my
they would
shit.
go eat.
Yeah, we would go eat, go get massages, go get ice cream, go to the hookah lounge, like have one-on-one conversations. I will FaceTime him, call him. Like anytime I had a problem with a man or a boy or whatever, like man or a boy.
There's a difference, baby. There's a difference.
But like he would always answer, always talk to me, always give me his advice, his like perspective on it. So then he started saying like, oh, I was never friends with her. I was just cool with her because that's your best friend. Cap, you're a liar.
I call cap.
You're a liar.
I do.
But he wants to say that because he was saying like, oh, she's being all ha ha he in my face and then saying that behind my back. When in reality,
so that was his problem.
Yeah, it's like I love you and I care for you and you're my friend and I fuck with you, but she is my best friend and I'm looking out for her best interest.
The same way as if we're close with his homeboys, if something were to happen and we told him, if we were together and something were to happen and we told the homeboy because we're close with him, he would go and tell his homeboy, and we don't fault him for that because that's his homeboy. Same way he should not fault her for that, for telling me, because situations happen. At the end of the day, I don't care what any man has to say. If it's about my girl, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna let her know. So if you feel that way or you feel like that, don't tell me because I'm gonna tell her.
Yeah.
Men like to tell, or men and women like to tell, don't tell your best friend, blah, blah. We'll be like, okay, for sure. The second we get off the phone, we're calling each other. We're calling each other.
I'm like, guess what the fuck just happened? Guess what the fuck just happened? Like, da-da-da-da-da. And we're just, here's another thing. We're super close. Me and her are very super duper close.
Anything you think is too close for us to tell each other, it's not. I promise you it's not. You should take that way. If men are watching this, you should take that in any woman aspect, friend. Like as a friend, best friend.
Yes and no, because some best friends
move shady.
Yeah,
and that's why I don't have a lot of friends. This is my best friend, and my other best friend lives in Oregon. Those two are the one that I can trust with anything and everything. I know if I tell her and I said don't tell nobody, it's not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
If I happen to come across somebody else telling me this information, I know 100% it was her, and it's never happened. Yeah. So that's why I'm very specific on who I choose as my friends. And that's why I've had so many options to have a lot of girlfriends. And I don't care for it. I've seen lots of videos of where like one best friend compared to 5 best friends. It hits different. And it does. It does. 100%.
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
I don't care for all the girlfriends. I'm busy at work during the week. I don't care for my 2 days off that I have. I want to be with her and only her. So I don't care for the other. I don't care for the other days where like, what am I gonna do? Like, no, I always have something going on, and it doesn't bother me to have other girlfriends.
Yeah. But on that note, let me take a little shotty shot.
On that note, I would love to get into the topic of: do you feel like social media has an impact on relationships?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I feel like 100% they do.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I feel like, I don't know how to. Okay, so one thing about me is, I'm going to just tell you, I've never been in a relationship. I never had a boyfriend. I've had situationships, sneaky links, little things like that. But I've never been in a full-blown, like, that's my boyfriend, that's my man. And some people think it's weird because I'm 24. I don't think it's weird. I think that my time will come.
Absolutely, it will. I feel like I started my relationship young.
Super young.
Yeah, very young, like 16 years old until 7 years later. So do the math. But I feel like...
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? No, but I feel like it's great in a way that you haven't had a man yet because you'll know exactly what you want going through the trials and errors with other men.
I see all my friends that I do have in relationships, and I see all like
it's 100% like hard not to compare, but you see the behind the scenes of it's not all glorious.
Yeah,
that there's some bad shit going on too. Men are not loyal. Men are sneaky. There are a lot of shit. Okay.
And I just felt like social media definitely plays a part in relationships.
Absolutely.
I feel like if there was no Instagram, even Facebook, whatever, we don't really use Facebook.
If there was no
if there was none of
Instagram,
that,
9 out of 10 relationships would work.
yeah, because I feel like nowadays I don't see people. I mean, I see people getting married, but how long does it last for? I see more people getting pregnant and having baby daddies than being a family and getting married and all that stuff. And I feel like a lot of it stems from social media. Like, oh, I saw you like this bitch's picture, or I saw you DM'd her, or she DM'd you, and she knows that you're with me, and da da da. It's too much. It's too much, and like you're constantly worrying about like, oh, his following went up. Who did he follow? And it's just not healthy. Well, at least me, I'd be like, oh, who just followed who?
I feel like a lot of from what we can relate to from the people we went to high school with and the whole marriage and kids concept. I feel like a lot of people we went to high school with are having children.
They are.
But I feel like a lot of the people that are from our high school that are getting married, it's in their culture, their religion. Like, I feel like that's normal to them to get married at 23, 24, 25. And even in my culture, like Italian culture, like you get young, you have your kids, you're a stay-at-home mom. And I just feel like we're in a completely different world
and
from that now.
Because it's like, so my ethnicity is I'm half Mexican and I'm half Israeli. So in like the Israeli tradition,
they get married young.
Yes and no. Like, yes, I guess typically, yes, they do. But it's,
I feel like for your culture,
we don't live in Israel. We live here.
But I feel like they carry on that culture. So
Some
I feel
do,
like for the Israelis,
but
they
I
get
feel like
married
some
young.
they see it, like they see their friends and they see everybody else, and then they're like, oh, I want that big wedding, I want that. But it's like, how long is that going to last for?
100%. I feel like it's not going to last very long, but I feel like for the Israeli culture that they get married young, and I feel like for your Hispanic side, they have kids young without getting married. You know?
They definitely do, but they be popping out them motherfuckers like. They sure do.
They popping them motherfuckers out like Plan B.
They sure are, but
yeah.
I don't know, like, I mean, I wish y'all the best.
I feel like social media has a huge impact
does.
on relationships because, for me, example, if you're my ex too now, but
shout out to you,
baby, still love you. But I was in a relationship for 7 years, from I was 16 until whenever, and he didn't have Instagram. His Instagram was specifically based on like weed accounts, shark accounts, Animal Planet, like stuff like that. So it wasn't like a problem for us. Had he had an Instagram that was specifically based off of just him and who he follows and who he knows and girls that he likes and comments on, it probably would have been a problem for us. But anytime, I think it was 2 times out of the 7-year relationship that I had brought up that there was a issue between a girl messaging him specific things, he instantly unfollowed or blocked or whatever the situation was.
He's so different though.
He's very different from
like
most men.
He's not at all like the men that we associate ourselves with nowadays.
Yes.
Like, he's so different. He loves the fuck out of her till this day.
Yes.
He would do
And I love
anything
him.
for her. Yeah. I love him too. Like,
he's an amazing person.
he's the best. I just feel like she was so young though. Like, she didn't experience anybody else.
He was the one and only man I had ever been with from 16 to what, 22?
I don't know.
Probably 16 to 22.
No, you're 25.
Yeah. So it's been almost 2 years that we've been together.
So like 23.
So like 23. So he was the only man that I had ever been with, and he's an amazing man. I would never say anything bad on him. The men that I talk to now that ask me about the past situation and try to have me speak on him, the only thing you will hear me say about him is positive things.
Yeah. There's no
he's
negative.
done no wrong.
Nothing
There's nothing
wrong.
you can say negative about him. He's an amazing man.
Yeah. And they want to be like, oh, like, he's a pussy. He's this. He's that.
Yeah.
No, like, he's a real ass
He's
man.
a real
like, that's
man.
how a man should be. That's how all men should be, I
When
think.
it comes, you know what, when they say like, oh, he's a pussy, he's a bitch, he's this and that. Number one, that gets to me because this is somebody that I love and care about, and I don't want them to be speaking on him like that. But I feel like men say that because they in no way have any type of train of thought he does.
Yeah.
So, okay, he was loyal, he's a bitch.
I know, like,
that's
what?
the type of man that it
he's
is
a bitch because he's
2023.
loyal and he never cheated on his girl and he never looked elsewhere. No, it's because, like, that's loyalty.
He's a bitch because he listens to what you say.
Well,
I feel like there's a 50-50 for that. I feel like at the end of the day, the woman should have the say so, but the man, not absolutely, but the man should have the respect for that woman. If they respect that woman enough, they're gonna let their woman have that say so. Because 9 times out of 10, a woman can catch a vibe from another woman about their man before the man
so
ever
good
does.
at that. She'll be like,
I'm very good at that.
He likes my man, or she likes my she likes
She
my
likes my
man, or
man.
she's feeling him, or she was giving him like some eyes. I'll be like, really? I don't think
And
so.
then what comes to light?
She
She liking my man.
True. So
I catch vibes very easily, and that's why it's hard for me to have girlfriends, because I catch the vibes very easily. Any little shady thing they do, I don't fuck with it.
yeah, I guess, but I be giving the benefit of the doubt. I'd be like, no,
I'm not doing it.
I always do it.
On to the next. There's too many bitches in this world that could be faithful and loyal to their girls rather than giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not doing it.
I don't know. See, that's why I'm not a bitch.
I'm very picky.
I'm not a bitch because
No.
I'm gonna give you like 100 chances. I'm be like, okay,
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you one.
You sure about that?
When it comes to women. No, if it comes to a man, you get. I don't even want to say you get 2 chances, but
she be giving them.
But it depends on what the first fuck up is. If it's some crazy shit, it's done with. We've seen that.
Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. So let's move on to this topic. Actually,
This is a good topic.
Yeah. Let's see if you think. Do you know which one I'm about to bring up?
Would you jump in if your man is getting jumped?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. But let's go ahead and go with that.
Let's get in with that.
Yeah.
Would you jump in if your man was getting jumped?
Fuck
You're at
no.
the bar. Oh,
Fuck no. Fuck no.
no! I think you're lying.
No, what the hell? I'm a girl. If there's a bitch and she's trying to, okay, I'm gonna fight you. I'm not fighting no grown man. Actually, you know what? I'm lying because I already did fight a grown man.
Who? Oh, yeah. We know.
Yeah,
We not gonna talk about that.
I've already fought a grown man multiple times. So
I feel like
it just depends though, because I know him, but it's a little different.
I was about to say. I feel like when it comes to my man specifically, if he's getting jumped by somebody, I would first, before everything happened, try to resolve the altercation. But
I don't feel like it's a place for a woman. I feel like
it's
he's
not a
man,
place for a woman. A
and
woman
he
should
needs to
never put
figure
their
that shit
hands on
out.
a man. A
That's
woman
it.
should never put their hands on a man. I 100% agree with that. And
They shouldn't, unless, you know what? I don't know how I feel about this, because it's like there's certain levels where I'm like, I can't. Like, you're dead ass being disrespectful.
Sometimes you just want to hit that motherfucker, but you have to know they're powerful.
I know.
They're way more stronger than you.
I know. And that's my problem. And every single time it's happened, it's been because I'm intoxicated, or like we're both intoxicated. So it's like I have that liquid courage.
Don't bring me in there. Did I? I didn't get an altercation. I broke it up.
With who? Oh, well, she was asleep. She was
I
asleep.
woke
She didn't
up
know what
the
was going
second
on. She
shit-
looked
No, the
over and she
second
was
shit
like,
went on.
"What? What's going on?" And she's like, "Stop!" So I was like, but that shit was at 4 a.m. We were in Vegas. This is for another story time.
We
but
were very intoxicated. Like,
yeah.
I'm
We was
ready to
rolling
throw
around in
up
the
and-
grass. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to throw up and go to bed. But when it comes to my best friend, like, okay, if they're both my best friends, so if the altercation is gonna come down to somebody going away, I would like to bring that down for the both of them, because I know in the future it could be resolved, or it could be figured out or apologized about and not done in the future. So I took one for the team, I would like to say, and said, let's go home right now, did in there. When we had another night booked, whatever, let's get the whole solution resolved. But I feel like if my man is getting jumped, I would like to say, first and foremost, like, never put your hands on a man. That's a big thing for me, because I've seen my sister get knocked out by a man.
I told you. What did I tell you earlier
But
today?
that doesn't answer my question. The question.
Would you get it? Would you jump in?
Absolutely, I would. I've seen my sister
getting
get knocked
knocked
out
out.
by a man.
You getting your shit raw.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen my sister get knocked out by a man for helping some other people that she didn't even know, just out of the kindness of who she is or whatever. And I think it was definitely difficult to watch.
I wasn't there. If I was there, I would have ran over that motherfucker.
It was difficult to watch. We didn't know what was happening at the time. And I think her homegirl that was there in that incident was like, oh, your sister got knocked out. Like, and I looked over and I just see my sister pass out on the floor. And so I think it was definitely like,
put him in a
we have very bad dark humor, but it was definitely something hard to see as somebody that's your sister and your sibling that you grew up with that had your back forever and never will let anything happen to you. So yeah, it was 100% hard to see. And so that's why I feel like men should, or women should never put their hands on a woman or on a man. But if my man was getting jumped, I mean, I guess depending on how many men it is, I do feel like I would do something. I feel like if I couldn't break up that altercation from the beginning, and it ended up happening into where it was physical, that I would absolutely do something. And it goes based off of a lot of different things. It goes based off of how much do you love him? Are you in love with him? How long have you guys been together? It's multiple different things. So like if I was with this man for a year, 2 years, and I'm in love with him, and I see him getting jumped, and I couldn't break it up, the altercation, before it all happened, I'm definitely going to stomp out or punch a couple motherfuckers really and then run off and then come back for that double. Because
it depends on the situation.
If a man hits me, I'm going down. No shit. Men are stronger than us. But I'm not going to let my man who I love and care about, same way with you. If you're getting jumped by bitches, I'm going to get jumped with you.
No, that's different though. We're all bitches.
The men are stronger. So that's why I said I'm going to do that one too and run away. But if it's with bitches, fuck yeah, I'm going to get jumped with you because I'm not letting it happen. But with a man, I also don't want to see it happen if you love them.
Yes and no. I kind of feel like, you know how we be joking around like, oh, that's an ick. That's an ick. Like, that would be a big ick for me, baby. Like, better defend. You better know how to defend yourself.
Hey, listen, you know when this comes into play? Your height, the height you like. You like garden gnomes? She likes garden gnomes. Shut up. So if you're garden gnome,
my short kings out there, I know you be having a little like on you. Okay, like don't play. They be getting it. And you saw that one time he was like, oh wait, why does it say? cut out.
But I'm not gonna lie. People say, does height, does weight come into play? Yes, it does. Absolutely. Okay. If you're fighting a man and you're fucking 5'2" compared to 6'5", who do you think gonna win?
Listen, I go for their
absolutely
neck. I go for their neck, or I'll go for their balls.
So you're gonna hit a man?
It's already been said I would hit a man. But if they do something to me, let me tell you something. I can't tell you the truth because I've never had a man like that. So I can't tell you. Like, I don't know how it is. I could imagine if I was with a man and I was in a relationship, we're out at a bar and he's being disrespectful. I mean, not him, but like somebody else is being disrespectful towards me. I would want my man to kind of like say something to him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Should. But I also don't want him to get into an altercation with him because of that, because then it puts me in like okay, like let's just go. But I definitely want something to be said. As far as getting
But don't you think if your man said something to the other man that an altercation would happen?
Not necessarily. If he was like, yo, like this is my girl, like chill with all that, the other guy, depending on who he is as a person, might like respect him. Like, oh, all right, my bad, bro. Like, I'm sorry, and get on with it. Or there might be somebody like, shut the fuck up, and that's when something happens. So when something happens, I'm gonna be like, first of all, I'm gonna let it take its course. I'm gonna be like, you're my man. And the men that I like more manly men, in my opinion.
Do you?
I do. Just because they short don't mean nothing. So in my opinion, like all the men that I've been with, they love to be like, oh, I'll fight a motherfucker. I'm this, I'm that. Okay, go do it. You don't need me to tell you nothing. But if I see you're getting stomped out
are you gonna help him if he's getting stomped out?
If it's 1-on-1,
no, like, it's 2-on-1. If it's 2-on-1, I'm cracking a motherfucker. I swear to God.
Maybe I might jump on him and I may be like, get off of my man.
I know how to put a motherfucker in a chokehold. I'm putting that motherfucker in a chokehold. I don't give a fuck.
She thinks she does.
I will.
You be doing it to Han all the time, but
yeah,
I don't be seeing him tap out.
Actually, I have a video.
Yeah, don't blame me. I see a video of him tapping out. But like, I don't know. It's so difficult. I don't want to get involved in that. That's grown man.
I feel like
that's an ick. You're my man. Go be a man. Don't. Yes,
I feel like men can handle the situation, and they would never want. I feel like every man I've ever talked to would never want their bitch to step in. But for example, if they were getting jumped, they also would not want us to step in. They'd walk away, or they'd tell you to walk away.
But that also goes for now. Like, let's say you're out at a bar and you're getting into an altercation with a bitch. Do you want your man to step in?
My man better sock that bitch out.
No.
She better. If it's just one-on-one, no. If it's just me and her and there's 2 homegirls, no. If it's me and 3-4 bitches, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Suck that bitch out.
Yeah. But no, I don't want you. I just want you to pull me away. We could go, because I don't want the police coming. I don't want all that shit going on. I just want to go.
Yeah,
you know. But if it's
I wouldn't want my man to
one-on-one,
get in trouble. If it's one-on-one, for sure.
actually,
don't step
you know
in.
what? I'm lying, because I don't want my man just standing there like watching the whole thing. I want him to.
I'm sure any
like,
man who loves you and cares about you and is in a relationship with you will step in and break it up, but will not hit the bitch.
Yeah, don't hit her,
If
but
he
definitely
hits the
try and
bitch,
break it
it's
up.
if you're getting jumped.
Yes.
And I think 100%. We have a lot of homeboys that we've talked about the situation with, that if we're getting jumped, for example, we've gone.
But that's why they don't want to hang out with females.
It's fine. If we went to, for example, if we went to somewhere, say San Diego, and there's 4 of us girls and 10 guys, and we're getting jumped by 6-7 bitches, absolutely, they would jump in, and they've said this. And I feel like that's kind of expected. Same way, if a man was being jumped, if it's a man I care about, yes, I'm gonna hop in.
Okay, so your
And
answer,
I
your
know
answer
the
to
guarantee
this question is
you can
yes,
be
you're
knocked
hopping
out.
in.
Yeah, I'm hopping in.
Okay, my answer to this is no, I'm not hopping in. Handle that shit.
Yeah.
Next topic.
I know I could be 100%. I'll be knocked out, but I'm not comfortable with knowing in my head that I let my man in front of me get jumped and become unconscious or whatever. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's 1 versus 2 or 3,
I'm such a jokester. I'm about to be like, you a pussy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Anyways, next topic.
We're gonna hop
How
into.
long will you talk to a man before you sleep with them?
Okay, so I'm gonna let you answer this first.
No, because
we're different.
We're super different, but she loves to disagree, but she's not in my shoes to understand.
No, speak on your part.
Because every man's been different. Every man has been different.
Absolutely.
So I'm not gonna get into the body count. That's another episode. Y'all can think whatever you want, but every man has been different. So I think a reasonable amount of time. It's so hard to put. It's so hard to put like a time on it, because like everybody's so different. Vibes are so different.
Absolutely, everybody's different. Every man is different.
Yeah,
every vibe is different.
I would say a good amount of time would be like. Are you talking about dates or like months wise?
I'm talking about you. I mean, you can give your example of how long have y'all been talking? How many dates have y'all been on?
If we're talking heavy and I'm feeling him,
heavy's like every day.
Heavy is like every day, yeah, because that's how it's been. So
like he's every day.
Good morning, me, good morning, babe. Okay. Like, how are you? Da da da. Whatever. I think that maybe like 5 dates is a good amount.
What if the 5 dates is in 2 weeks?
Then it's in 2 dates a week. It's in 2 weeks then, because I feel like in those 5 dates we've been able to talk, we've been able to connect, and we don't know how long we're on those dates. Sometimes we're on those dates for 2-3 hours, 4 hours.
Sometimes you could be down for 8 hours.
Yeah, and so I feel like 5 dates is acceptable. Now, if you want to go for like how long, like months wise, I would say about like we're grown. We're 25. Well, you 25.
Speak
I'm 24.
On yourself. Yeah, because I got some coming for you.
I would say maybe like about a month. A month is a good amount of time.
Okay.
Fuck off.
So I guess compared to hers, mine's a little crazy.
She's different.
I'm saying 4 to 6 months.
You're crazy.
Because
no man's gonna wait.
Every man I have fucked has waited.
Okay, but how many? Well, that's a different topic on how many men you fucked, but
we'll get into that. Yeah. But every man I have fucked has waited that long. I feel like for me, I feel like for you as well, we cannot fuck men without it being some type of feelings affection involved.
We can't just do a one night stand type of vibe.
Like
That's
it's not possible for us. We've tried to be like when we're hurt, like we go on vacation, we're like, fuck it, like let's just have a one night stand. It just doesn't happen.
It never happens.
It's never happened.
When we want it to happen, we're like, let's do it. Like, let's try it. In our soul, though, it's not possible.
It's not happening.
I think, and no, we're not slut shaming to anybody that does do that. Like, I'm so happy for you, like, that you could do that.
I wish I could do it.
I wish I could do it. I wish that there was a switch in my head that I could just, like, turn off my emotions.
Right.
But it's not me.
It's not.
And it wouldn't be me. Like, I would be, like, so hurt. I would be crying probably after, like, what the fuck did I just do? Like.
So I feel like for women, a lot of women in general, not all, we have to have some type of attachment or interest or affection towards you to sleep with you. It's definitely not all women, because I know there's a lot of women that are just out here fucking to fuck. But it's just not me. It's not you. So the reason I say 4 to 6 months, and her initial reaction was, nobody's waiting for it. If you're not going to wait for it, then get the fuck on.
Okay.
Then get the fuck on, because the men that I'm sleeping with, which is very little.
Me too, girl.
Yeah, we're both very little, actually. But if I'm sleeping with a man, it's because I see something in them. I see something more than just
I do too. I definitely do too. And I like to lie to myself, and like, I'll be like, oh no, like, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm done saying that. I'm looking for a relationship. I'm 24 years old. I haven't been in a relationship. I'm trying to be in a relationship. I'm trying to settle down. Like, I want to have kids by 27, 28. And I don't want to just get pregnant by knowing a man off of a couple months or a year. Like, no, I want to be with my significant other for a good amount of time and then get married and have kids. That's the ultimate goal. In our generation, it's not really like that. Yeah. So if we don't get married, which that is what I want, and I'm going to put it out there, I would like to be with my man for a good 1 to 2 years before I have kids with him.
At least a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, and I'm getting older. I'm getting to that age. And yeah, like,
I feel like when you date a man versus living with a man is when you truly know if you want to have kids with this man or not. Because when I dated my ex, it was like, yeah, I want to have kids 100%. When we lived together, it was kind of more of like a different type of vibe.
I think it's just, I don't think it's that. I think it's definitely because you were with him for so long that you were just like, any little thing, you were just over it.
No, I think towards the end, I was just very over everything. But I feel like I've talked about this with a man that I talked to. Do you feel different if a woman is to move in with a man versus if a man is to move in with a woman? And before, I never thought anything of it. And I'm like, now that I spoke about it and thought about it 100%, the man moved in with me. And I feel like, in a way, women start to not respect that man as much, because
you're a different person, though.
I'm very different.
You're very different. She's more she's more of a masculine
female.
Yeah, she's not
I like a very dominant man.
Yes, she won't bow down.
I'm not bowing down.
She doesn't like something, she doesn't like it. You can't change her mind about it. She's not going to listen to you. You're going to have to accept whatever she likes and whatever she wants.
It has to be a very, very, very masculine man that I'm super into, that's able to tell me what to do, what not to do. Yeah. Because I don't feel like I'm 25. I've never came across a man that can tell me what to do and what not to do. Yeah, I kind of laugh in their fucking face when they tell me, you can't do this, you can't do that.
No.
Who has told me to do something? Go ahead and sit on the pod.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not
I want you to.
But I know that.
Okay.
Is that type of masculinity.
No, not for me.
He is.
No.
He is. I'm not going to lie, and I'll give it to him. He is.
No. He does have that type of masculinity for sure, but not with me. He wasn't respected by me enough to tell me what to do and not do. So for example,
there was nothing for him to tell you like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
No, but he would tell me,
because y'all weren't like officially together.
But he would tell me, don't invite her, and I'd be like, why?
Fuck you.
Your homeboys are coming.
Fuck you.
Your homeboys
But you
did.
You did listen to that.
No.
Yes.
Every single time.
That one time at the bar when with so and so got into it and they were squaring up.
That was not. And that
was in my hood, my area.
That was not a planned thing. It was like, I'm sleeping at his house, and within 10 minutes of me getting there, we're going to do this and this and that. But when it was situations of we're all going out and we all knew this, okay, my homegirl's coming. And so when I would say that, why does she always have to come? Why do your homeboys always have to come? If it was just a one-on-one thing, me and him, for sure, I don't need to invite her. But if you had all of your homeboys coming, then what's the problem? That's what my thing
I don't
was.
think that you ever told him that, though.
I swear to God. You better call him and ask him.
We gonna call him
We're
right
going to call him
No.
after this pod.
I don't think that's true.
It is, I swear to God. I swear to
Because
God.
that was the only situation I could say in our friendship. There's been one other thing. But in our whole friendship that we've had, I would say this situation, and this was very recent. This was like back in March. Back in March, my birthday. Yeah, that he was very like, oh, I don't want her to be around. I don't want this. And it was really testing our friendship because I'm not even going to lie. I don't think I've ever cried over a friend, and I cried over her.
You cried over me?
I definitely cried over you.
Aww.
And I was talking to my mom, and I was crying, and I was just like, I just felt like I didn't do anything wrong. And I felt like we were drifting away. And I get that happens as you get older. And I've never been in a relationship, so I can't say like I know how it feels. So in my head, I'm like, oh no, I'm losing my best friend to this man because this man doesn't like me and he's taking her away from me. When in reality, I don't feel like I did anything. And in his head, he's like, no, like I don't want her around because she's over here saying like, oh, you should go see other men. You should go do this. No. I said keep your options open.
Okay.
Because I felt like he kept his options open.
So what happened was he initially was introducing me to his friends and family. Phone. I'm trying to look at the next.
No, this okay. Gonna have to go for the next one.
He initially was introducing me to his friends and his, I wouldn't say family, but his
family friends
as his girlfriend. And him and I had never discussed that situation. And so this goes into a big topic as to why my sister and I don't talk anymore. We could probably find that on the next pod since we got into that. This is a big situation as to why we don't talk anymore. We have not spoken in 8 months. But it was never... He never initially asked me, like, choose between the two of us. He never asked that.
I feel like he never physically said, choose between me and her, but he definitely showed things to have her choose.
Yes. And it was never, and I talked to his homeboy about it, and his homeboy had all types of different feelings about it, and I could understand where the both of them were coming from, but at the end of the day, my best friend didn't do anything but look out for my best interest. The only thing that she said that didn't sit comfortable with him was she told me to keep my options open. And I feel like, and I told him once he saw that, your homeboys would tell you the same exact thing.
They would.
But they
want to lie and be like, I would never get involved in the homies relationship. I would never this. I would never that. Like,
the craziest part is every single one of his homeboys are like, I don't expect them to tell me nothing, but if they went out and he tried to get out a bitch, whatever, they're not telling me. And that's cool because that's their homeboy, whatever. But the same motherfuckers that are telling me like, oh, your best friend's your downfall, your best friend's da-da-da, are the same motherfuckers not telling me shit when he goes out and is trying to get out another bitch, trying to take another bitch home. Like, it's the same shit. So that's why I don't believe anything a motherfucker says. And that's why I feel like I go with my gut instinct of shit.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a whole nother.
There's so much to get into.
That's more like a story time that I feel like it will definitely be on the next couple episodes or whatever the case is.
Next episode, we'll for sure talk about why my sister and I have not spoken in 8 months.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a very big thing. I feel like a lot of people that I have on the Instagram have asked me that. And I mean, my views on Instagram are probably usually like 400 views. And when my sister and I got into it was over 1,000 views per Instagram post. So I feel like a lot of people.
Which for us, although we live in LA, like, we got 1,000 views. Ooh. Like, that's cool. What the fuck?
I feel like a lot of people are interested into as why we do not speak anymore. And this is the longest our entire life. Me and my sister grew up very close, have each other's back to the fullest. And if she were to call me right now and tell me there's a situation going on, I know me and I know Erial would still have her back. But it's a matter of loyalty. And I feel like my best friend right here, Ariel, has been more loyal to me than my own sister. So that's why we'll get into it the next pod.
The next podcast.
As to why we don't speak anymore.
So I hope you enjoyed our little
Our
session,
podcast.
our first podcast.
Hey.
And you want to close out?
Make sure you tune in for the next week episode. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at Gnosis Podcast to see all the topics we have coming next. They're a lot juicier. We just had to open up with a little bit of get to know us, but a lot of the juicy stuff is coming next week.
And let us know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear us talk about.
Just DM us on all the juicy shit. We're not hiding anything. We're open for everything.
Yeah, we're open book, literally.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Okay, bye.